When the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City met the world of Below Deck Down Under, no one could have predicted the chemistry, curiosity, and chaos that would unfold on the high seas. It started as a glamorous Bravo crossover event. But for Lisa Barlow, it became something far more surprising. She never expected a simple yacht charter to turn into a deep admiration for one of Bravo's most talked-about captains, the effortlessly charming, ever-professional Captain Jason Chambers. From the moment Lisa stepped aboard the luxurious yacht, fans could tell she was in her element. Stylish, confident, and ready for a little fun, Lisa brought her signature energy to the deck, but even she seemed taken aback by what came next. As the RHOSLC cast settled into their below-deck adventure, Captain Jason made his entrance, commanding attention without saying a word. His leadership wasn't just about giving orders. It was the quiet intensity in how he moved, the care he showed to his crew, and the precision with which he handled every chaotic moment. Lisa Barlow later confessed on Watch What Happens Live that she was genuinely surprised by how hard Captain Jason worked. When Andy Cohen asked what she thought of him as a captain, Lisa didn't hesitate. "He works really hard," she said. "I didn't expect him to work so hard. He was busy, breaking a sweat. He does a really good job." There was a hint of admiration in her tone. Not romantic, but real respect. And that's when the audience began to sense something deeper brewing beneath the surface of this Bravo crossover. As the conversation turned playful, Andy, always ready to stir the pot, threw in a cheeky question during his Work the Polls segment. "Who's the better match for Captain Jason, Brittany or Heather?" Lisa smiled, clearly amused, but Andy wasn't done. "What did you think of Captain Jason as a captain of the boat?" he asked, pushing just a little further. Lisa's response was polished but sincere, proving she was as surprised by her reaction as anyone watching. The moment that really grabbed viewers came during the Does Lisa Love It segment. Andy presented her with names, trends, and Bravo favorites, all leading to one question. Does Lisa love Captain Jason? Without hesitation, Lisa said, "I loved Captain Jason." But then she quickly clarified, "I was not in love with Captain Jason." The crowd laughed, Andy smirked, and the internet exploded. Because in Bravo world, when someone insists they're not in love, fans know that's when things really start getting interesting. Lisa's calm, composed charm, mixed with Jason's grounded, respectful demeanor, created a rare Bravo chemistry. Not flirty enough to be scandalous, but warm enough to spark endless fan theories. Clips from the episode flooded TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, with fans saying Lisa had finally met her Bravo match. Some even joked that Captain Jason could tame any Housewives franchise, while others declared him too pure for Bravo drama. And yet, the story didn't stop there. When Andy pressed Lisa about her favorite crew member from the Below Deck charter, her answer was delightfully teasing. "I had multiple," she said with a grin, "and they were so fun. My bartender was the best." The playful tone, the way she deflected just enough, it only added more fuel to the conversation. Was Lisa subtly avoiding talking too much about Jason, or was she just being her usual charismatic self, keeping the focus light but the mystery alive? Meanwhile, Andy Cohen, ever the master of Bravo storytelling, couldn't resist connecting the dots between the Housewives and the captains. He reminded Lisa of something that had aired just the night before. Captain Sandy Yawn from Below Deck Mediterranean had said she was a little intimidated to see Lisa at BravoCon. Lisa was genuinely shocked. "Me?" she exclaimed. "Oh my gosh, Captain Sandy, I love her. We went to London, and I thought she was amazing. She's cool." The moment showed another side of Lisa. Disarming, humble, even a little starstruck. For someone who often carries herself with unshakable confidence, her surprise at Captain Sandy's comment made her instantly more relatable. Viewers loved it. And Andy, sensing a perfect tease for the upcoming BravoCon and Below Deck crossover episodes, dropped a major hint. If you guys love the Salt Lake City episodes of Below Deck, wait until you see the reverse side from the Below Deck vantage point, he teased, promising fans that the new season of Below Deck Down Under would reveal how Jason and his crew really felt about having the Housewives on board. Lisa admitted she was both excited and nervous. And that's where the intrigue deepened. Because for Bravo fans, nervous usually means drama is about to unfold. What did the crew see that viewers didn't? What moments happened off camera or between takes that made Lisa blush when Andy brought up Jason's name? Before we dive into that, if you're enjoying this wild crossover between Bravo's boldest personalities, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Lisa Barlow's journey from the snow-capped peaks of Salt Lake City to the sun-soaked decks of Australia's below-deck yacht wasn't just another Bravo event. It was a collision of two completely different worlds. Housewives' opulence meets maritime discipline. And in the middle of it stood Captain Jason, a man who managed to impress one of the most composed women on television. Lisa's admiration wasn't forced or exaggerated. It was authentic. She saw a man who wasn't performing for the cameras, but genuinely leading, sweating, and showing respect to his team. And for a housewife used to luxury, seeing that level of dedication was more surprising than any headline-grabbing drama. Behind the laughter, though, fans noticed something else. The glances, the respect, and the subtle curiosity Lisa showed whenever Jason's name came up. Bravo cameras captured the polished reality star version of their interaction, but what fans wanted was the untold side, the crew's perspective. How did Jason view the housewives? Did he find their energy exhausting or endearing? And most of all, did he sense the admiration coming from Lisa? As Andy promised, Season 4 of Below Deck Down Under will pull back the curtain on all of it. The charter chaos, the unfiltered crew reactions, and maybe even a few unseen moments between Lisa and Jason that Bravo kept tucked away for maximum impact. And if history has taught us anything, Bravo never hides chemistry for long. Because when you put Lisa Barlow and Captain Jason Chambers on the same deck, under the same camera lights, the result isn't just television. It's a Bravo moment that refuses to fade. As Bravo promised, the real story of Lisa Barlow and Captain Jason Chambers didn't end when the yacht docked. What unfolded after Below Deck Down Under wrapped filming became one of the most talked about Bravo mysteries of the year. Fans couldn't stop speculating. What had the crew seen behind the scenes? Why did Lisa seem so cautious whenever Jason's name came up? And why did she admit to being nervous about the upcoming season? The answer, as always in Bravo's world, was that reality is rarely as simple as what airs on TV. When cameras stopped rolling, whispers started to surface. Crew members hinted in interviews that the RHOSLC charter was one of the most energetic groups they'd ever hosted. Lisa's professionalism and curiosity stood out to everyone on board. She wasn't demanding or detached. She was observing, chatting, laughing with the deckhands, asking questions about the boat, and even complimenting Jason's leadership. It was clear she respected how the captain ran his ship, calm under pressure, assertive but kind, never losing his cool no matter how chaotic the guests became. For Jason, the housewives were a new kind of storm, not the kind that rocked the sea, but one that tested patience and precision. Yet, through it all, he handled the RHOSLC group with ease. His quiet confidence impressed not just the housewives but also the audience, who had seen plenty of captains struggle under far less glamorous pressure. Jason's balance of discipline and empathy made him a standout, and Lisa, who's used to commanding a room herself, noticed every bit of it. By the time the charter ended, something had shifted. Lisa wasn't just another guest. She was genuinely impressed by what she saw. And fans noticed her energy too. When she later appeared on Watch What Happens Live, she couldn't hide her admiration, even when Andy tried to stir things up. That mix of respect, admiration, and lighthearted teasing created the kind of Bravo tension that viewers crave. Not romantic, not dramatic, but undeniably electric. And then came BravoCon, the biggest fan event in Bravo's universe, a weekend of glittering reunions, surprise confrontations, and reality TV royalty colliding under one roof. Lisa entered the event with her usual poise, her outfit flawless, her confidence unshaken. But beneath the polished surface, she knew that Andy's teasing words from WWHL were still hanging in the air. Captain Sandy had admitted to being a little intimidated by her, and fans were wondering, would Captain Jason show up too? The BravoCon panel lineup was packed. Andy hosted one after another, with stars from every franchise taking the stage. And as Lisa sat among other housewives, fans noticed how often Captain Jason's name came up in conversations and Q&A sessions. The audience wanted to know everything. Had Lisa stayed in touch with him? Would there be another crossover? How did she feel about seeing herself from the crew's perspective when the new season aired? Lisa's answers were careful, measured, but always warm. She didn't dismiss the captain. She praised his professionalism and hinted that she couldn't wait to see how the crew viewed her group's time on board. Behind the scenes, Bravo was already cutting together the footage from Below Deck Down Under Season 4, and what they had was gold. Crew confessionals revealed genuine surprise at how down-to-earth the Housewives had been. One deckhand joked that Lisa was surprisingly chill, while another said she was actually one of the nicest guests we've had. But it was Jason's confessional that fans were waiting for. When asked about the Housewives, Jason smiled, that calm, modest smile that has become his signature, and said, "They brought a lot of energy, but Lisa, she's sharp, she notices everything. You can tell she's used to leading, but she also knows when to step back and listen. That's rare." When that clip airs, Bravo fans will lose it, because moments like that fuel the fandom fire. It's the perfect balance of respect and intrigue, the Bravo cocktail that keeps viewers refreshing Twitter feeds and waiting for Watch What Happens Live recaps. And for Lisa, hearing Jason's words later will likely bring a mix of pride and surprise. She's used to being judged, critiqued, even misunderstood, but being genuinely admired by someone like Jason, someone outside her world of Housewives drama, will hit differently. As Andy Cohen teased, the upcoming Below Deck season will show the RHOSLC charter from the crew's angle, a fresh lens, revealing everything the Housewives didn't see. From galley chaos to crew gossip, fans will witness how Captain Jason and his team really felt as the Housewives brought Salt Lake glamour to the Australian seas. There will be laughter, a few cringes, maybe even some unexpected honesty. But above all, there will be that undeniable through line of connection between two Bravo worlds that rarely collide so seamlessly. And Lisa knows it. During her WWHL chat, when Andy hinted at the Below Deck perspective, she laughed but admitted she was nervous. "I'm excited to see that. I'm nervous," she said, her honesty refreshing in an environment where confidence is often armor. That single sentence summed up everything Bravo fans love about Lisa Barlow. She can handle scrutiny, she can handle drama, but she also knows when to let her guard down and just be human. Now, as the countdown begins for Below Deck Down Under Season 4, fans are already bracing for the Bravo storm ahead. Will Lisa's easy rapport with Jason turn into another iconic Bravo friendship? Will the crew's behind-the-scenes confessions change the way fans see the Housewives? Or will this crossover simply remind everyone why Bravo remains unmatched in creating moments that blur the line between luxury, chaos, and authenticity? Whatever happens, one thing is certain. Lisa Barlow and Captain Jason Chambers created a ripple that neither franchise saw coming. In a world filled with scripted drama, their connection was something refreshingly real. It wasn't scandal, it wasn't flirtation, it was mutual respect. And maybe, just maybe, the beginning of a Bravo bond fans will talk about for years. So as we wait for the Below Deck season to drop, remember this. Sometimes the most powerful moments in reality TV aren't the ones filled with shouting or shade. They're the quiet glances, the unexpected admiration, and the genuine surprise of two very different worlds colliding in perfect Bravo fashion.